campesino a campesino, ese es el camino que vamos a seguir, que vamos a seguir, que vamos a seguir. Conservando nuestra tierra, mejorando el suelo para producir, para producir, para producir. Ya no haré más dependiente, no queme más su parcela, porque si hay erupción se lava la tierra y no hay producción. Ya no haré más dependiente, no queme más su parcela, porque si hay erupción se lava la tierra y no hay producción. Amigo, no sea grosero, no ve el grande pales que hizo ahí en el cerro, que hizo ahí en el cerro, que hizo ahí en el cerro. No dejó ni un palo de cedro para construir la casa del compadre Pedro, del compadre Pedro, del compadre Pedro.
Nicaragua is located in the heart of Central America, bordered by the countries of Honduras and El Salvador to the north and Costa Rica to the south. Although it is a small country, it boasts a large population of 5.6 million people, of which 40% is under the age of 15. Nicaragua is the second poorest country in the Americas and faces major challenges of inequity and poverty, which affect women and children most severely. The prolonged economic crisis in Nicaragua has created an unprecedented level of poverty. 30% of people employed are underemployed. Almost 80% of the population lives on less than $2 US a day. 45% live on less than $1 US a day. In half of the poor families, the most educated family member has, at maximum, an elementary school education. This member is usually the man of the house, as the women of poor families do not typically receive a formal education. In 2006, more than 1 million school-aged children did not attend school. 1 in every 3 children has some degree of chronic malnutrition, and 9% suffer from severe malnutrition. Safe water and sanitation continues to be low, particularly in rural areas and those with dispersed populations. For many impoverished nations, an increased standard of living is as simple as securing a potable water source. Water is a basic human need, but in many countries, such as Nicaragua, potable water is a luxury. Change for Children's community water projects are in the departments of León and Chinandega in the northwestern region of Nicaragua, which was devastated by the Hurricane Mitch in 1998, severe drought in 2001, as well as soil degradation due to deforestation and cash crop farming. The water table has largely been contaminated.
Buenos días a todos.
Good morning, everyone.
Hermanos canadienses que nos visitan, esta es la comunidad Seiberrada.
Okay, for our Canadian brothers who are visiting us, this community is named Seiberrada.
Y decía yo que para la comunidad Seiberrada, él es Flaman, hermano canadiense que nos visita, ¿verdad? Ella es Helen, representante para Cambio para los Niños.
Soy una mujer solita en mi hogar y mis niñas jalan el agua y no las pongo a estudiar porque son las únicas que me ayudan porque yo solo enferma, pa. Me toca larguísimo y tengo las niñitas que se ponen unos bidonones y me daría pesar y necesitaría el líquido vital en mi hogar. A tuto la carrean y en la cabeza. Sí. Espero la ayuda de ustedes para mejorar el nivel de vida en nuestra comunidad porque no solo yo soy afectada, sino que toda la comunidad.
Right here now it looks like a little water stream, and this is January 31st, and soon this will be completely dried up, and then they're going to have to walk a few kilometers to get more water. However, this is not drinking water, this is just water maybe to get by, maybe they can wash their clothes here. But I can see that they'll be very happy when they get this new clean water.
In 2005, Change for Children launched the Community Water Project in cooperation with the Canadian International Development Agency, Canadian donors such as the Frank Flaman Foundation, and Nicaraguan partner organizations working directly with the rural villages seeking improved access to water. The Nicaraguan government has been very slow in responding to the basic need for potable water in rural areas, and thus alternative sources of potable water provisions are being developed. This project is an example of such an effort. The entire Flaman group of companies helped raise money to support Change for Children's partnerships with organizations in Nicaragua designed to help communities in need. The employees traveled throughout Nicaragua, visiting communities in the area where water wells are being projected and have been dug to provide fresh, clean water to each community, even helping with the digging process and channeling pipes and raising a water tank near Somotillo. Using a variety of methods, from gravity-fed standpipes to drilled artesian wells, the project provides a sustainable source of potable water to be managed by each community in an environmentally sound manner. The principles of community management are central to this project, and capacity building and management workshops are conducted in each community as well as with municipal authorities. Each recipient community must organize its own water committee to administer and oversee the local water system. Women are very active in these committees. It is the community that is responsible for and controls its local water system. It does not belong to the state, the municipality, or private enterprise, large or small. By having access to potable water, these communities, where the majority of people live in poverty, are no longer faced with high incidences of waterborne diseases. Moreover, the people in these communities now consume water of much better quality, whereas in the past, the water they consumed confounded and exacerbated existing health problems such as malnutrition. Thus, the project has very positive health benefits. Furthermore, as water becomes available in a community, women and children can dedicate more time to other activities as they no longer have to spend hours collecting water. Change for Children is an Edmonton-based, nonprofit organization that supports grassroots, community-based development projects in Latin America and Africa. By providing financial support and solidarity for projects that encourage capacity building and the participation of community members, Change for Children's projects promote long-term self-sufficiency.
Truly been a trip of a lifetime. It's a trip that I probably would never have undertaken on my own if it wasn't for Frank for taking me here, so I have to say thank you to him. I have to admit that no matter what, you don't realize, how much you have until you actually come and experience something like this. No matter how much you can watch on TV and you can read up on it, and once you come and experience it firsthand, which helps so much for you to realize how lucky we are in Canada. Poverty was just overwhelming. I mean, not having water. How can you not have water? I have water right here if I want to drink, and it's purified and it's filtered. And for me, this cost I think 15 Cordoba, which is about less than $1, which is nothing to me, nothing to most Canadians. But down here, they can't afford that a day. Some of them are living on that a day, like with all their food and everything. Some even less. So it's something that we take such for granted that it's an eye-opener for sure.
I think that water should be a fundamental human right because it's what we need to exist. Our body is over 70% water, so we need it to exist. It's our life force. Is it always the case? No. We don't personally in North America walk very far to turn on the tap, but in countries here they walk for kilometers. So yes, it certainly should be a staple of every person's life. It should be something that's easy to find, so that they can focus on what their purpose is or what really matters, rather than spending half their day looking for water. Thanks.
I totally just agree with what Crystal just said, and that everybody we take water for granted so much where we come from, and it's such it's so humbling to be here and be doing this right now. There's no place on earth I'd rather be right now.
I have a lot of respect for these communities. They're working really, really hard, and there's some really good, smart development work, in particular with El Bloque and Central Humboldt. I just have so much respect for their approach and how they're doing things, and seeing their relationships within the community. It's really exciting. You know that everything that's happening here now is going to have an impact for generations to come, and that's why we're all participating in this. So to come here and to share the hugs and to share the words, that's what Change for Children is. It's the relationships and solidarity, and so yeah, I'm a little moved. It's fantastic to be here.
And their water system, it's actually they got it upgraded, and it's nice to see. I had a chance to wheel that hand pump, and if I was to pump water with that hand crank, pumping for 20 or 30 head of cattle, that looks like this facility holds, boy, I'll tell you, I'd have to be in hell of a good shape. I see they installed a electric pump. That makes me feel better. Had a chance to turn it on, see the water flowing to the concrete bunkers out in the corrals, and that's fabulous.
I learned more about Nicaragua than anything, and you know, the earthquake in '72 and Hurricane Mitch, and how these people kept overcoming such disasters. It's not hard to understand why there's poverty. It's terrible to see how close poverty can live to luxury, but it's also unique to see.
It was a pretty awesome experience to be here and to see the difference that we as a company, we as a team can make in the communities that we visited and the other communities that we will be making a difference in the future. So Frank, thanks for making all that possible, and thanks for Nicaragua 2007.
Well, I think today it's just, when you're back at home, you know the money is going somewhere, but you're never sure of where it's going and how it's happening, and what, you know, just the overall circumstances of what each village is, what they front within each day to day, and then actually being here and seeing on hand of what's going on and what we're all doing back home to try to create something different in a village, and to be able to take this information back and to see that we are going steps forward here. You know, there's still, you know, a ways to go, but we're moving forward with it.
Right on. Adios.
Through Frank's generosity and the continued efforts, the Flaman Group of Companies and the Frank Flaman Foundation, aid and assistance is being provided to people throughout the world. Constant improvement, relief, aid, and assistance is being made available locally and globally. With a combination of Frank's share of profits and private donations from businesses and people who want to help, the Frank Flaman Foundation is making incredible improvements to the quality of life for individuals around the world and providing communities with what they need the most, from drinking water to education. They are changing the world one life at a time.
Frank is amazing. Never in my life did I think I would be in Nicaragua. I work in accounting, and I am making a difference because of Frank.
The project is about water, but it's not about, you know, kitchen sinks in everybody's house. It's about a few pipe stands in each community, and it's totally the basics for humans to have a better life. So thank you to everyone that's involved in the Community Water Project on behalf of all of Nicaragua.
This has been an adventure that I will never forget in my life, and I greatly appreciate everybody that has been here.
Man is not an island unto himself, and really it implies the interdependency of people. And I think what we realize is how these communities, the people there, rely on outside sources for some of their help so that they can live a better life.
Frank's a humanitarian. Everything he works for and everything he does is always going to go to help somebody else. And I don't know of anybody else like him on the planet.